Iceland is located on the borders between the North American and Eurasian plates, and therefore Iceland is what we refer to as a geothermal hotspot. This means that the mantle that is underneath Iceland is unusually hot. This significant geological activity can be seen in form of volcanoes, geysers, and pools of boiling water. Today there are numerous ways to exploit these naturally occurring phenomena. Consequently, this has shaped Iceland into a nation that is self-sufficient and in the lead in terms of green sustainable energy. In fact, Iceland has reserves of green energy, and in a time where global warming is a worldwide relevant problem, Iceland is an ideal starting point on investigating how to decrease the emission of greenhouse gases. Looking further into these investigations, we put forward this research question: what are the optimal scientific methods to decrease the emission and amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? One investigation concerns the idea of recycling carbon dioxide in the creation of renewable fuels such as methanol. To illustrate the effectiveness of the method, we have taken USA as an example. Based on the daily amount of gasoline fuel consumed in USA, and the fact that it takes 1.4 tons of carbon dioxide to create 1 ton of methanol, we can calculate that by replacing a realistic number of 10% of the gasoline fuel with methanol, we will recycle over 170,000 tons of carbon dioxide, which would in time have a significant effect on the issue of global warming. But what is carbon recycling? Carbon recycling is a method of producing renewable hydrocarbon fuels from carbon dioxide and hydrogen. As an example, methanol is an ideal clean burning fuel for different kinds of engines such as cars or ships, and can be mixed together with gasoline fuel without altering the engine. The process of creating methanol begins with the capture of carbon dioxide, either extracted from the atmosphere or directly from the emission of the power plants. In the meantime, hydrogen is extracted from water with the use of electricity created by the power plants. In the end, the extracted hydrogen and captured carbon dioxide are mixed together, creating methanol. One of the world-leading companies in power-to-methanol technology is Carbon Recycling International, or CRI for short. CRI uses the geothermal energy extracted in Iceland to create a hydrocarbon fuel called volcanol. CRI is, with its production of volcanol, the first company in the world to create a liquid and renewable transport fuel from non-biological sources of energy. We interviewed the finance manager of CRI to get a better understanding of the concept and the idea behind carbon recycling and CRI.
Well, the company was founded in 2006 by 4 people that had a vision of a more sustainable world in transport, and that they could use methanol as a transport fuel to replace fossil fuel. And the methanol is exported to Sweden currently and is used in biodiesel production. And we have also secured strategic partners in Canada, Germany, and China.
CRI is the leading company in creating hydrocarbon fuel, and Iceland is an ideal location. By utilizing natural energy, the process becomes less expensive and harmful to the environment.
We both need heat below, but we also need a lot of water. And because that's what we are using as an energy source, superheated water coming up from the earth. And we have plenty of both down here, but we are by no means the only country that where that is.
Today, CRI already collaborates with several companies all around the world in the attempt of globalizing the idea of carbon recycling. Unfortunately, there is one complication which needs to be resolved.
But our challenge is, we only have one plant in the whole world.
A globalization of carbon recycling is a challenging project. Carbon recycling has to be accepted as a reliable source of engine fuel, and the necessary conditions and the high amount of energy needed for the creation have to be available in more countries in the world. Therefore, efforts are put into finding other countries in which carbon recycling can be evolved.
It's a lot around the Ring of Fire, the Pacific Ring of Fire, then that would be the West Coast and the Andes, and Japan, New Zealand, Indonesia, places like that. But also along the Rift Valley in East Africa. That's actually where we're doing most of our work.
There are numerous ideal locations around the world for placing power plants which can supply the energy needed for carbon recycling. What is needed now is to enlighten people of the method and its effectiveness, and get people from all around the world to invest and take part not only in the project of carbon recycling, but also in the global project of reducing the emission and amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So what are the best ways to get people from all over the world to take part in the solution of the worldwide issue of global warming?